Hey!
Oh,
Whoa! Hi,
hey,
Janelle.
Dad. What are you doing out here?
Uh, just tinkering, checking on things, using my moisture meter to make sure these plants are staying healthy and happy. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I don't need this
Oh,
anymore.
nice shirt.
Thank you. This is one that you designed, our
Wow.
new Robert shirts. Hold on. Okay.
Wow. I
All
won't
right.
touch any caudex today, don't worry.
Please don't touch.
Don't
That's
touch.
all I ask. So, hey everybody, welcome back. The last time I gave all of you a tour of my caudex garden was in the winter time. And in the winter, there's no vines. All you see are
Yeah.
these magnificent caudex. See why I love the caudiciforms, because of the unusual and bizarre caudex that they produce. But now everything's gone crazy. This is insanity. Everything is vined out, everything's growing, and it's just a disaster, okay? But it's a beautiful disaster of greenery and foliage. So, welcome to my summertime. This is when everything's awake, everything's growing. Here's the thing about having your caudiciforms vine like this. What I do, I kind of alternate every year. Last year, I kept them trimmed back really nice, so everything was ready for show. That's a lot of work doing all that too, but I enjoy it. And then every other year, I just let these vines grow, because some people believe if you let your caudiciforms that vine out, it actually helps with the growth of the caudex, and that might be some truth to that. So I say, let them vine, let them all vine. And what happens, as you can see, the vines just become intertwined. So this is like one giant vine. Now, here's the downside of letting your caudiciforms vine out like this. It kind of starts to hide these amazing caudex. So when you look over here, you can't even see this. What is that under there? Look at the size of these,
Yeah.
because it's covered. So to me, that's the downside. See, look at that. So that's why next year I'm going to keep them trimmed, because now what happens, it's a heck of a lot of work. In the fall, when these start to die back, I have to trim all of these back, get rid of all this, because all these vines are just going to die back, and I have to cut them all back. But look at the growth. So I don't know if you remember the winter tour, when I had very little green leaves
Yeah, we were in the same spot when
in
we
the same
started,
spot. So
and it looks so different.
it was bare, but the caudex were viewable. Now look at this mass of foliage of green. And look how the vines are actually growing up to like cascading pachypodium. I mean, they just go crazy.
Looks like they're all super
Yeah,
healthy.
if you want to see insanity, come on over here, because this is crazy. Look at this massive Raphioacme. Okay, here's the main branches, but follow my hand. Look at this. They've actually grown look at
Oh,
this.
wow.
This
It's
is a
like,
rope of Raphioacme and some
oh my
Focia
gosh.
in there. It's growing all the way up into that Focia back there and into this Opiculacaria. So that's how ferocious of a
Oh,
grower
really?
of.
Oh, and there's like a bunch of them.
Oh yeah, they're all over. So
Wow. So
this is.
that's not bad for the plants at
No, it's
all?
fine.
It's
It's fine.
okay?
Yeah, it's okay. You know,
Ooh, watch out.
yeah, these have some big thorns. So that's a Pachypodium bispinosum. This is always green. But
Oh,
look
yeah.
look
I
at this.
remember that from the video.
Right.
Yeah.
So the one thing I did differently, here's all my growers in these plastic pots. These are all my Phoceas that I'm growing, and I want them to get big and get that caudex pumped up. So I let them grow.
Ooh, this one looks cool. It's all wrapped around.
Yeah. These are going to be massive under there. But the problem I have now, usually I move these out of the way. I left him here for a couple of weeks. So now the vines have they've intertwined with everything else. So I can't even move them. They're just here. I won't be able to move them until I trim them. I mean, I could just trim them back and move them if I want to, but you know, it's just part of the whole look. Just let everything. I love the green. You walk outside, if you just look at everything quickly, it's just so green and lush. And who doesn't like lush? I guess, yeah, look at these Focia vines. They're all the way through there. Focia. Forget about the Focia. Okay?
Forget about the Focia.
Yeah.
I don't think I could.
Look
There's so many.
I know. This is crazy.
It's like Focia land. It's cool to see them this way instead of just, you know, even though I know you love the caudex part, but you know, when you're not into the caudiciforms, I feel like, at least for me, when you first started telling me, I always was like, who cares? Like, what's the big deal about these weird plants?
Yeah.
And then you actually see how pretty they are and how not easy they are, but they're easier than a lot of other, you know, different types of plants to grow. Like even the ones that may be easier, but then they just die at the beginning of them, you know.
No,
so I
like
feel like
these.
Seeing the growth and how pretty they actually do look.
I mean, it's nice
when they're not just bare, you know,
because
when they're bare, they kind of look like, what is that?
Alien,
you know, like,
but when you see the green and you see all this cascading vine,
they look really pretty. And especially even when they flower, you know, it's like you can kind of see it's worth.
Yeah, I'd say for the majority of people viewing a caudiciform, they want to see it when it's growing, when it's green and full. And then, you know, for me, I see this all the time. I like to see them without any greenery so I can just appreciate that caudex itself. But I love it any time of year. Doesn't matter. Any time of year.
I remember I used to walk back here and be like, you'd be like, check this out. And I'd be
there's
like,
always something.
What? Yeah. What's the big deal? It's just a plant.
Hey.
Right? And then
it's not just a plant.
I know, and now I get it.
Now you understand how special these are.
Yeah.
And how much meaning they have, especially when you know the collector you got them from and the pot it's in and the staging. So
yeah, exactly. It's like a history.
It's a history
behind
and the thing is, you know, for all of us collectors who've had these for years, you know, they become part of you in a way, and you feel attached to these plants because you've had them for so long. And I think that's what makes you feel good. So when I'm gone for a while, I look forward to coming home and checking everything out, make sure everything's okay, and make sure Janelle watered okay.
I haven't watered for you in a while, though.
I know. Well, I think you might be due, honey. So
this one's crazy.
Isn't that wild? Look at that. And every one of these is different. I like this one. Look at that. It's like a one-armed man over there, right? You know, I love the Raffiwackemies. They can get pretty big, but they have the most aggressive vines of anything, even more than the Phocaeas. They just grow like this. Look at this. Look at this. This is all new growth here. This has all been trimmed back.
Look at that one. Crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Look at that. And in another week or two, it'll end up being up over here, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see some of these.
So these vines, how long does this go for throughout the year? So now
this will keep growing probably until at least September, probably the end of September.
So another month or so?
A good solid, maybe 6 weeks. And then they'll start to slow down. And usually by mid-October or end of October, they'll start to go. Some may last into November, but by November you want to start trimming back. Now here you got to be careful when you trim these back. You have to wear gloves. I wear goggles.
Oh yeah?
Because when you cut these, you know, there's that latex in there. It's an alkaloid, and it could be, you know, you can have allergic reactions to your skin, and you don't want to get it in your eyes. So you got to be protective. So make sure. I have a lot to trim, but if you only have a couple, it's no big deal. But I have to wear goggles, and I have to. Sometimes I even wear a mask, and gloves.
Wow.
But that's okay. It's worth it, because in the fall, when I start cutting everything back, then I get to see all my caudiciforms, all the caudexes again. But this is what it looks like in the summer as compared to that barren look in the wintertime. But both are magnificent because look at these specimens. So these are some over here. Why don't you come over here? Here's a couple new ones too. I got this guy, another Mestaclemma over here.
Oh, yeah, all your
This is a new Mestaclemma. Look at this one.
Yeah.
Here's another Mestaclemma that's new that I didn't have. And here, look at this. Maybe you guys remember this. This was my cascading Pachypodium succulentum. Well, look at this one. I got another one.
Wow, that one's all the way down there.
Oh, that's almost 4 feet. So look at that.
So is this just different sun exposures?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh. This obviously had a lot more sun.
Yeah.
That's why it's that darker color, which is fine.
It looks really pretty.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So, and then is this kind of just peeling a little bit?
No, that's also from sun exposure. Oh. Right there, that one spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes they just will burn. It's like a magnifying glass with the sun. So, and look at all the flowers.
All that,
yeah. Usually they're more of an orange, but some of these are that red tone, which I like for the Mestaclemma.
I think this is the most I've ever seen one actually have flowers that were bright like that.
Look at that bouquet.
They're so small sometimes.
Yeah. So when you have a cluster like that, you really get to appreciate.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Sometimes I'll get my little magnifying loop, and when you look up close to these, they're really pretty. Yeah.
I was like, wait, how is this?
Yeah. See, look at that. See, I trimmed it
all the way from down
I
here.
cut that back like 2 weeks ago, and they just grow crazy.
That's so funny. I was like, wait, that's not the right.
No, you're right.
Vine.
Good eye. Good eye, Janelle. So you see?
Yeah, look at all these.
Look. So look, check that out. Follow that up all the way. Hello.
Whoa.
I'm hoping eventually it'll reach the structure so I can start twining it up there, but you never know.
Yeah, that's crazy. So this one it has some right here.
Yeah, it does have some. These are kind of old. That's over already. Look at this Mestaclemma. Now normally this growth, I normally keep this trimmed back and clean. But
the sprouts coming out of the caudex
on the caudex. So I want to see the caudex. But these things grew so fast within like a week, and I saw the flower buds. I said, it's not going to hurt it.
Yeah.
So it looked really pretty when this was all in bloom. Look out this adenium. This adenium, maybe if you remember, Janelle,
I do remember.
The branches were like 3 feet tall, and I cut it all back. And look, it's all growing. And look at the flowers. I'm like, wow, it's amazing. That took 4 months to get new growth.
Wow.
That's how long it took for it to stabilize and start to grow again. And
how cool.
Look at that one. That's a beautiful Phocia. Hey, look at the Raphaeoacme.
There's the Raphaeoacme.
That's the one on our t-shirt. Yeah.
The caudex shirt.
Yeah.
That's the butt.
That's the butt. The sun's starting to come out. Look how green it is. You see, your eyes go to the greenery initially, then it goes to the caudiciform, to the plant, and then it goes to the pottery. So it's all one, but that's just the way it looks in the summer. In the winter, it's the other way around. You look at the caudex first. So change of seasons are amazing when you have caudiciforms. It just adds such variety and diversity. So I love it. I love watching these things grow like crazy. So essentially here, I don't know if you can see, look at this. Look at this Raphaeoacme. That's coming from this one right here.
Let's see if I can follow it down.
Follow it down. Look at that. So this is like my caudiciform jungle that I like to refer to it as.
Which one is it even going? Oh, it's going to this one?
It goes to this one here. And then
sure?
This is all grown. Yeah, that's the Raphaeoacme right there. You can see there's the
How can
branches.
You even tell? I feel like some of them are going all the way down.
This is intertwined with all these Phocias. I'm going to have
the Phocias don't go as crazy with the vines.
Oh, they do,
but the Raphaeoacmes are just wild.
The Raphaeoacmes grow faster.
Yeah. Well, this one's like an alien.
Isn't that cool?
It's like an octopus.
Wow, I've had that so long.
This one?
Yeah, that is a very old one. I got that from my buddy Mike down in San Diego. That's a Kohlraffia Acme. I got that from Woody Minch. Oh yeah, and look at this Phokia.
Oh yeah, that's the other one on the shirt.
That's our other one on our shirt. Yeah, see? I
Look
really
at that
like the
random one.
structure.
Come on, what is that? Just shoved
Oh
in there.
yeah. That's the
How sad.
that's the double one I had. I know.
Can't even see it, Dad.
Well, I can't get it out of there because it's part of the jungle now. So when I cut it back,
have to wait.
Yeah, it's going to have to wait till the fall, and then I'll cut it back and move it out. It's a really cool specimen.
What about some in here? We don't really go in here too much.
Yeah, you can go in there. Everything's growing.
Scared.
Everything's green.
Well, now it's all wet.
That's a Cyphostemma on the left.
You don't really move these ones back here too often.
They're too big. They're too heavy.
Huh?
Oh my goodness. Those big ones back there are the Pseudobombax ellipticum.
This is a cool rock right here.
Yeah, that is. See, if you're going to use rocks in your staging,
this one too.
Make sure it's something cool, not just a rock. So I try to select my rocks that I find with texture and add something aesthetically to the staging. So, and unfortunately, as long as I've been doing this,
wow, these are different.
You know, you always end up losing something. Some plant just doesn't make it. I have lost a good-sized Phokia this season that I was heartbroken over. I tried to save it.
Did it rot?
It got some rot in the main part of the caudex, and I cleaned it all out, put sulfur powder on it, let it dry. I thought it was going to grow, and then it said, bye-bye. I'm done. And I had it a long time. If you want to see a save, I'll show you a plant that I saved.
Okay.
That's over here. Follow me over here, everybody. Let me show you a plant that I saved. That's a Ficus Pomeroy that I thought was completely dead. It was dried out. And I said, I was thinking, you know what? Let me keep it for a little while. Nothing happened. So I repotted it, and then I noticed there was some green. I said, wait, it's not dead. It's alive. And then this has been in this pot now for months.
It looks nice and healthy now.
And look, and I thought this branch was dead. But look, I have 4 buds coming out. So this was a save. I'm sure others would have tossed this a long time ago. And I said, no, I think there's a chance here. So this is a very old one too. It had another one with it. They're partners. The other one was completely turned into wood, but this one survived. So here you can save them.
So did you have it in a pot and then you took it out to try to save it, and then you put it back in this pot?
So I'm going to leave it in here until I know this is leafed out a little more and it's healthy. Then I'll restage it. But this was my my nursing pot, and so I took good care of this, and it's growing. And that I just noticed a couple of days ago. I have new growth. So you see, I cut these all back. These are all long. This was up here, trimmed, pruned, and now I have new growth. So that's going to be healthy. Nice. So that's a save. So that I feel good about. I rescued one.
So you lost one and you rescued one.
There you go. Even Steven. So I hope you guys enjoyed my summer tour and what my caduciform collection looks like. Full growth as compared to the winter.
And are you going to transplant one of these Phokia soon to see the caudex on them when the time is right?
Yes, absolutely.
So it's not the right time to do it, right?
Well, I'm going to wait a little longer, but if you like, I can take one out. We can do a little video and you can see what these look like when I take them out and how I treat the root structure and how I clean them up and how I stage it.
Yeah, we'll do that next time.
Okay. But I hope everyone gets a good feel of what caduciforms look like when they're healthy and they're in their full growing season. So these do like to be watered in the summertime. You need to water these. You got to make sure you water them. I water them at least once a week. But I have to say, we've had some very hot weather lately, in the mid-90s.
Yeah.
So I check with the moisture meter. I've been watering them every 3 days because they just dry out. You got to remember when it might be 90 degrees, but when that sun is on these can be 110 degrees, and that pot gets hot, it dries out the soil. Next thing you know, it's completely dry. So,
Yeah.
and that's okay. They can handle it. That's the beauty of caduciforms. Even if you don't water them for a couple of weeks, they'll still be okay because the caudex holds that moisture for it. But you don't want to wait too long, otherwise you're really growing them hard, and I don't do that. Some people do. I don't. Giddy up, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you next time.